Let's go down to Jerome's. When the Minnesota Fighting Vikings drafted center Garrett Bradbury as the number 18 overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, they were hoping that the Vikings center issues would be gone. Right, they have another John Sullivan, another Matt Burke, another Mick Tingelhoff, and the Grim Reacher, the pride of NC State. Undersized but physical freak, would be able to hold up in the National Football League despite his lack of anchor. But yeah. Also, there's one for Kenny Clark. We should probably do one up for Dexter Lawrence too, right? That was the concern, where undersized, perfect scheme fit for the outside zone. He's a great leader. He's good at run blocking. He's good out in space. He's good at getting second and third level, getting out on screens, as well as he's great at calling the line protections. But isolated one-on-one against mammoth nose tackles, it just hasn't been bueno, right? And he is 29 years young, approaching the wrong side of 30, and for multiple years running to start his career, he was the worst graded center by Pro Football Focus, because usually if you're bad, you get benched. But that first-round pedigree definitely kept him out there. But last year, posted 60.9. Kind of nice. PFF grade 22nd in the league, 22 pressures, 3 sacks, 9 penalties. He did miss 2 games last year with a back injury, which was a corollary of what happened with his back in 2022. So approaching 30, missed time each of the last 2 seasons with a similar back injury, and it's just not great. And the Vikings declined his 5th-year option on his rookie deal. They did reward him with a 3-year, $15 million deal in free agency ahead of the 2023 season. But contract run not guaranteed money. Actually, there's no guaranteed money left with the final 2 years of his deal, so the Vikings will be able to move on, no muss, no fuss, if they decide to go that route with Bradbury. But he's been getting after it. That's right. Grim Reacher put in that work during the offseason, reportedly added 5 to 10 pounds of muscle, which is funny. So the bodybuilder with Bradbury's face on it is named Jay Cutler, the other one. It's funny, man. But Mark Craig over at the Star Tribune did up a fantastic piece about Garrett Bradbury. Viking center Garrett Bradbury's new diet has a secret ingredient: Indian Ocean salt water. So add those electrolytes, maintain that weight. There you go. This is from Mark Craig in Strib yesterday. Vikings coach Kevin McConnell issued a widespread challenge to play with more power and physicality after last season, when the Vikings pillow fought their way to one of the worst run game efforts in franchise history. Pillow fought is a nice way to put it. Smack dab in the middle of that challenge, literally was making center Garrett Bradbury heavier and stronger without losing the speed that got him selected in the first round of 2019. I actually want to go back to 340-pound offensive lineman. I don't care if you can't get out second level. Let's just win at the point of attack in the trenches, man. Let's just move people. All right. Bradbury embraced the challenge, changing his offseason lifting and diet regimen, as well as the men hired to train him, as he spent the winter months in Arizona working on with new left guard Blake Brandel, right tackle Brian O'Neill, and former Vikings guard Ezra Cleveland. I always love when former teammates still hang out. Yeah. It's great. It was a lot of heavy lifting in February, March, which is usually just the time to get my body back. Bradbury said, switched routines, went heavier, hit the weights harder. Instead of rebuilding strength at the start of OTAs, Bradbury said he told Vikings Director of Player Performance Josh Hinkst and Director of Football Development Assistant Performance Coach Derek Keys, hey, if your title is like 10 times longer than your name, come on, man. Then he wanted to push harder than he ever has in the spring. I wish he would have pushed harder the last 5 years. Bradbury, who has struggled consistently with bigger nose tackles, looks bigger, stronger. He says he's only 5 to 10 pounds above his listed weight of 300, but he feels he's reached the optimum weight he and Kevin O'Connell were looking for. And Bradbury, like the article said, his listed weight on the team Rooster is 300. At the Combine, he weighed in at 306 back in 2019, and then he did show up at camp. From the initial videos, I thought he looked kind of skinny, but maybe he's just carrying that weight different, and hopefully a lot of that weight is in that ass, because we need that anchor, man. Absolutely. And the Vikings, the Minnesota Movement Company, if they want to get back to good, it does start at the pivot position. All the guards stuff, yes, that does matter. But if the Vikings are able to hold it together in the middle of the line, it makes everything easier for whoever the hell starts at guard. And the Vikings are already good to tackle, but that interior is what you're concerned about. But Bradbury, respect, putting in that work, being a leader, and he understands, his as he approaches 30, like, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. And if he's going to start making an impact and truly rise to be a top 10 center in the league, it's got to be now. It's got to be now. So hopefully that added ass will pay some dividends protecting J.J. McCarthy or Sam Darnold, and definitely in the running game for sure. But your thoughts are thoughts. Garrett Bradbury reportedly put on weight, 5 to 10 pounds this offseason. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section below. You guys know what to do. Skol, production value.